Hi everyone, Aiden here with eTrailer.com. Today we're going to be taking a look at the RockyMounts GuideRail platform style bike rack here on our 2022 Ram 1500 Classic. Now it's going to be a really solid bike rack that offers a good capacity, a lot of clearance, and it's going to fit well on your Ram here. It is a platform style bike rack holding the bike in these trays and by our wheels here. That's going to mean zero frame contact, making it good for our carbon frame bikes, our alternative frame bikes, and with a 60-pound weight capacity, even good for some of our e-bikes with that battery removed. It is going to hold the bike pretty well too. There's not a lot of movement in here. Some of the other wheel mount style like this have a fair bit of movement in the front tire here, but the guide rail isn't too bad. It's really solid and really easy to use. Like a lot of other bike racks in this class, you do have the ability to tilt away with the bikes loaded. Just come to the blue handle down here, pull that out, and tilt the bike rack away. You get a fair amount of tilt, and typically this is good for trunks or hatches, but it's good for your tailgate too, because we do have clearance to fully lower it down. It's close, and there is a fair amount of room, maybe like an inch at the closest point, but you do have that access. So if you have something heavy like a fully loaded cooler, just slide it out of the bed. You don't have to reach over and lift it up over the side of the bed rails. It's just easy access right here, so you're not sacrificing any functionality of your truck. Let's go ahead and lift this back into place. Pretty simple. I just like to grab it by one of these arms and the main body, and it'll lock in place. Let's get the bike unloaded. It's going to be really simple to do. These blue levers here, we just flip them out to disengage the ratcheting mechanism. And then from there, we can just push the arms freely away. Just like that. They open up all the way. So even with a wider wheelbase mountain bike here, we've got plenty of clearance to just walk the bike rack away, or walk the bike away rather. I'll set this to the side and we can get a closer look at the bike rack itself. These arms just fold back in, and we can re-engage that lever to lock them down. That's the ratcheting mechanism that we're controlling there. You can hear it ratcheting there, and that's how that wheel gets secured. Now with it like this, let's actually grab some measurements. Starting with our ground clearance. We've got this really nice stadium style design, plus a good rise in the shank, giving us an impressive 30 inches of ground clearance at the back end here. If you're planning on taking your truck off-road with your bikes here, you're not going to have to worry about clearance at all. That's a ton of room. Now, the other measurement we're going to look at is how much we're adding to the back of the vehicle. With it like this, we're going to be adding 30 inches from the back bumper to the outermost point of the rack. Not too bad. The Stage 2, the Yakima Stage 2, does stick out a fair bit further. Those racks are pretty similar, so that's something I would compare it to. And we can save some space by folding this up, coming to that blue handle when the bikes are unloaded, so we can keep this on our truck and it's ready to go for next time. In this position, it's only going to be sticking out about 13 inches. So it is going to be fairly compact against the back of the truck here. We've got plenty of room between the bumper and the rack here. And we even have some room for our backup camera there. So I don't think that's going to prevent us from seeing anything back there. So I really like to see that. Down here at the hitch, we are fitting in a 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube, and it comes with a locking anti-rattle bolt. That's going to keep things solid and secure in the hitch. And overall, I think the guide rail is a really solid fit for your Ram here. Going back to that Stage 2 bike rack I talked about, they both have a very similar design, tons of clearance, but the Stage 2 is a great deal bigger. It's going to block your backup camera and be a fair bit heavier than the guide rail here, so I think this is much better as far as what's going to fit best on your Ram here. Thanks for watching.